Supply to Cavani. He will find a way to put it in the net. And you don't even have to put it right on his head, around somewhere. If he gets the ball, he can get. That's the thing, like you're getting Bisaka on the right to give the cross the whole match. He was aiming to send the ball back home to his house. He was reaching.
And the way he celebrates the goals, I think really
very passionate. It's like a warrior, hunter. But he didn't do this.
Yeah.
He didn't do this.
Bai was not there to remind him to do it.
Exactly. Salam Satu Malaysia and welcome to Jom United. We are a Manchester United fan channel from Malaysia, proudly Buatan, Malaysia. Okay, so tonight we got our handsome panel again, okay, for an episode of Jom Sembang United, and we will be talking about the Spurs and Manchester United game yesterday. Hey, before we begin, guys, I need to forward a message from our transport minister, Wita Siong. Okay, so basically, right, it's a PSA, a public service announcement. Okay, we encourage public transportation. Okay, but please don't simply park your bus. Okay. Got it. Okay, so guys, how is everyone feeling today? I think for all the episodes that we have done so far, right, this is the happiest one, man. Doc, how are you feeling today, Doc?
I'm feeling great, wonderful.
Jai, macam mana Jai?
Wah, happy gila.
Semua belilah, beli. Tak jual lah hari ni, semua belilah.
Ada yang kena jual.
So Josh, how you feeling, Josh?
Feeling excellent. Finally a really good, exciting game at the middle of the night that we watched yesterday. So pretty awesome.
But it's only 45 minutes lah. The first part is watching trailer ni, the first part.
Well, that's being a fan lah. You know, you expect MU to do that.
Yeah. So Danny, how are you, Danny?
Puas lah, very puas. I think one of the best games after the City games. Really happy yesterday.
For me, it's 4-1 lah. The scoreline was 4-1 lah. Okay, I'm just gonna write it as 4-1 lah. Okay. So what's your opinion on the game yesterday, Doc?
I think we started off like a bunch or team that just come back from Spain. Very attritional first 30 minutes, and then suddenly we broke and scored, right? And of course, that delight was taken away by the referee's decision to disallow the goal, and then we conceded. And in the second half, again, I don't know what Ole says at halftime lah, but he must be saying something right for us to keep coming back all the time. And I think driven forward by the injustice, we came back to really hammer them. And I think there were some wonderful goals and wonderful centre forward play from Cavani and Pogba as well.
Yeah, probably in the break that time, probably he asked them to express themselves, play, to enjoy the football. You know, the typical Ole positivity kind of thing, I reckon. Hey, okay, Jai, nak tanya, hari tu bila kita discuss kan, prediction kan, kamu cakap draw kan?
Yeah.
Saya juga draw. So, before you game tu main kan, macam mana you punya state of mind lah masa tu? Kalau saya rasa takut lah. I pun ingat kalau draw goal pun memang melalui penalty sajalah. No other way of breaking through lah. So apa pendapat you sebelum kamu tengok game tu?
Okay, first bila kita tengok dia main dekat tempat Tottenham Hotspur, and then kira maksud dia kita punya kelebihan kurang sikit. And then the terms bila kita nampak Mourinho sebelum ni dia orang tengah cari spot nak pergi ke Champions League. So I agak rasa kita akan draw. And after that bila game dah start, kita pun dah kena, I dah tukar rasa lah yang kita akan menang 2-1. Macam itulah. Mungkin ada perasaan kan, ada instead ada rasa macam tu lah, tapi first feeling I memang kita draw lah.
But
sebab main kat tempat diorang.
Boleh cakap sama, before that kita main Europa, dia orang tak main Europa kan, dia orang ada rest lagi, dan player kita sebelum
betul kita
main main Granada. So
betul.
Josh, what is your input of the game? Let's talk about the difference in the first half and the second half lah. What's your input on the game?
Well, as you can see, the different extreme of different, and sometimes I even think like, is Sir Alex Ferguson in our dressing room at halftime? because it has been that kind of game, you know. It's like, you know, they will let in the first goal, come back from behind. But I think when the goal came in, that encourages us to score more goals. I think with the past history of losing 6-1 and against Jose Mourinho, people in the team there got points to prove, like Luke Shaw and all.
Yes.
The difference was amazing. I think that the second half they were really gunning for it. You know, people were attacking, you know, creating chances. I think there were more chances created in the second half compared to the first, very dull, very boring, I would say. Spurs has a lot to play for, but yeah, the difference was the mentality in second half, I would say.
So Danny, your opinion, right? How come we cannot play like that similar as the second half? We always have to start up slow, or if we ever play 45 minutes well, right, the second half is going to be crap, man. How come? What's your opinion on that?
I feel sometimes it's a self-confidence thing. Every time they start off the game, they are very pragmatic. Don't want to concede first thought, break on counter-attack. But yesterday's game, I don't think the first half was that bad. It's just that both teams played a DM, so you sort of expected the battle to be in just the midfield and who breaks. So even when we went 1-0 down, I think it was just a lack of concentration after the VAR. Then when the second half came, you can see all like very tapas like that, especially Pogba and all this first, like Joshua said, it's like a grudge match already. They probably would have seen Mourinho smiling at the end of towards the first half, pissed off. But I feel the intensity, I don't know why we just cannot, whether the warm-up is very chilled out, but the start is always, everybody is very jaga. Second half, you see all gun-ho, will try from here, try from there.
But it's surprising, because usually, right, Ole, he's like very conservative and stuff. I don't know why. Maybe again, like you mentioned, there's a point for him to prove. And then the players, you notice, right, during the end of the first half, they were all like going towards the referee, hantam the referee, scolding referee. I really got worried, man. I thought I would have gonna cut or something like that, man. Okay, let's talk about our supposedly, again, bros, the game is 4-1, 4-1. Our first goal. Let's talk about our first goal. What's your opinion on our first goal? Was that really a foul on our Korean superstar?
Can I go first then?
Yeah. Doc, go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. So I think you know, nowadays a lot of players tend to, at a slight touch, you know, they fall over. It's not a fault of their own. I think they also try to get the sympathy from the referee, and I wouldn't blame Son on this, right? Because even a few minutes before that, Rashford got taken out by Reguilon, I think, but it wasn't really bad. But he also fell over holding his face, and things like that happen now. So I actually don't hold Son responsible at all. First of all, I think it looked like he was holding on or trying to drag back McTominay. So McTominay actually just, you know, pushed his hand away, and it happened to hit him in the face. What I was disappointed in, actually, not even the VAR, because VAR got the referee to come and see each side, and the referee was the one who made the call, right? So I think it's a totally oversight from the referee. Very bad call. Really spoiled a wonderful goal. And let's not play down the role of Pogba in that goal as well. He held up the ball and pop, one through ball, and Cavani's run, I tell you, amazing. You know, real centre forwards run, and I think he did it throughout the game. Rewarded with a goal later on as well. So fantastic, definitely a goal. Real injustice for it to be disallowed.
Yeah, the way that when he actually pulled back the ball and then he nutmegged the defender. I forgot what's the defender's name. And then Cavani, the run was fantastic, man. Oh, okay. This one, I kena tanya Jai. Jai, sebelum tu hari tu you cakap nak beli Son dengan Harry Kane, kan? So sekarang lagi, you nak beli lagi Son dengan Harry Kane. Dan apa pendapat you tentang VAR?
Actually, Son dengan Kane memang diorang adalah satu striker yang dalam taraf yang antarabangsa. So mana-mana team pun, kalau Manchester tak beli, mungkin ada another team pun akan beli juga. So pada I, Son dengan Kane masih ada dalam list I lah untuk beli. Okay. And then the other one is a VAR. VAR actually sebenarnya apa-apa pun kita mesti kena bersama juga dengan VAR. Sebab VAR sekarang dah memang akan jadi satu part of football. So whatever pun, VAR tu kalau kita nak macam nak complain ke, nak komen ke, kita akan gunakan VAR tu juga. But the point is, apa-apa keputusan daripada VAR pun datang daripada referee juga. Referee yang akan memberikan keputusan. So pada semalam referee yang buat keputusan tu. So keputusan tu memang tak betul lah, tak bagus lah. Maknanya tak sesuai untuk keputusan yang semalam.
So kalau untuk saya, kalau VAR combo Martial Bruno VAR itu I on. Kalau yang lain semua tak on. A lot already, like serious. I mean, I don't want to be a hypocrite or what, but a lot of goals. But yeah lah, the thing about VAR is if it's against your own, I mean, the ruling decision goes for your team, you are definitely damn happy, right? You're very happy, right? And stuff.
Yes.
By the way, have you all seen the Liverpool? Okay, sorry, I have to talk a bit. Have you all seen the Liverpool VAR decision, that offside one? That one was crazy.
It's ridiculous.
That was crazy, but no lah. But it's memang offside lah, cause it's Liverpool. Okay, end of topic. That one end of topic.
But I think we've seen worse lah. We've seen one, I think, where Bamford was actually pointing to where he wanted the ball, and that one got him offside, right? That's also ridiculous. But I think what is important is they need to get a sort of a consistency.
Yes.
It should be consistent across different games, different even leagues. It should be quite standard, the decisions that come up from VAR.
Yes.
But it's funny, right? You don't hear so much of these kind of controversies from the other countries, or maybe we just don't hear it because we're not focused on the other leagues.
It's the UK media.
Probably. So Josh, do you think, right, that this VAR, right, it actually sucks the life out of this the game? You know, like sometimes when players, right, they score the goal, then they'll still be hesitating whether they want to celebrate or not. Then later 30 seconds later only they celebrate. That one is like 50% steam, that kind of thing. Also, so what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think introducing VAR has really brought down at least 40% of the game lah. What football is all about, it will never be the same. Like Jai said, we kena bersama dengan VAR sekarang. So now the important thing is with VAR there, the most important thing is the referee's decision. VAR is a tool, right? The referee needs to interpret it well, right? So now the referee has the biggest succeed. But like one foul yesterday that Son did, we have another 7 more critical games. Okay lah, forget about Spurs and United. There are a lot more relegation battle. Imagine this kind of decisions come with 40 million, 50 million problems. So what is important is the interpretation, that is what the referees should say. So 2 things they can go, which happens, like VAR happened in other sports as well. 2 things can happen. One is there's live communication with the VAR team and the ref on what's going on. So there's clarity for everybody. And number 2, they should always have a briefing and say why the decision is made. Even though it's a wrong decision, it's a collective referee decision. Because now we do not know. So next game, if you see someone handling the ball, I think they will pass the ball back after 30 seconds when they start to attack because they feel that there was a foul. So and it's becoming like a ballet sports lah. Like just now I also was telling, it's like United versus the London Ballet Academy. It's everyone is falling down. But like you say lah, even our team, Bruno, Rashford always does that. Okay, it's, in some points, it's if we feel bad sometimes, but it's the sport. Sometimes you get the ball in. If you feel a touch is coming, you fall down. But that is the unfortunate reality lah. But moving forward, I think it's the interpretation of the VAR lah. So the VAR will be in whatever we decide today, even we want to be out. But the game of football is totally going to be very, very different lah. You cannot have physical players anymore. You cannot have someone like Peter Crouch because he just have to put his hand up. It's a foul, like players like Peter Crouch or or exactly. a taller striker or taller defender. So it's totally ruined football, I would say.
Yeah. So there was one point when they were giving away penalty for handball and stuff like that. There was a few games in a row and whatnot. That one I think was a bit dodgy. Some of it is like they say it's not a natural kind of position, but then if like you're jumping up in the air, how can you like tuck everything in? You
are balancing yourself. How can you not put your hand down or?
It's so rigid. It's so rigid.
Oh, but that is one. That is one trick you can learn from Lindelof lah. He's damn good at putting his hand behind his back.
That's why he lost his balance in the goal.
And then he will go like this. Always like to block with the leg up and stuff to block the ball. But tak boleh pakai lah. Okay, so Danny, for I would say our fantastic second half, right? Who do you think are the key players responsible for that performance?
Based on yesterday, definitely Pogba and Cavani lah. was very steady. But I feel Cavani doesn't get the ball enough. You see, like Pogba, when he always look for Cavani through ball, everything, and Cavani opens up a lot of avenues. When Rashford got the ball a few times, you see Cavani very open. Or Bruno also sometimes they don't. The delivery is not there for Cavani. He's going to miss maybe 1-2, but he's always in the mix, and he's always a very. I don't know if they are so used to playing with Martial that they are. Oh, there's a striker here, and they're not used to it.
Hey, please, part of our victory yesterday is because of Martial's inspiration, okay? Please, continue.
Yeah, he didn't play. No, but I feel like United has got a proper striker now after a long time. And yeah, Cavani is in and out. But he brings so much that I think they're not used to finding him in the penalty box or seeing his run. Like always, Sankot never reach him. But I feel, Pogba, I don't know whether because he was just pissed off in Mourinho and he wanted to prove something. But he was on point like yesterday. Yeah,
exactly. So I think like Cavani plays best with people like Pogba. I think Bruno, they got the same wavelength. They are like tuned in, they know each other. Especially with Pogba yesterday, so good. The way that he
I feel like Mata has a proper brain for Cavani. Maybe not.
But the
he's
pace,
old, no speed, no pace around.
No speed. Yeah, but yeah, you need players like that with the same wavelength and stuff. But the problem with Cavani is he cannot stay fit. That's the issue. I mean, Doc, would you consider him a good buy for us? For the last transfer window with his performance.
Definitely
but
someone we needed.
Not only the performance. I mean, his availability on the pitch and stuff. The number of games that he played. Do you still consider him as an asset?
Definitely. I think he brings something totally different from the rest of the strikers that we have at United. Rashford, Greenwood, Martial. Nobody can make these runs that he does. I think the runs are amazing. Number one, to get into that position to finish. Number two, he makes a lot of space for the other people around him. And I think his link-up play, build-up play is superb. And he gives us something different, that somebody's in the box to finish off these chances, sharper than most of the others as well. Can I just also add the small thing? You asked what is the difference what the key in the second half, right? I really thought that there was also a tactical switch that Solskjaer did that actually changed the game in the second half. And I think Danny is waiting for this. But if you look at it, right, when we started with a 4-2-3-1, two defensive mids, Pogba playing on the left, Rashford on the right, or they were switching with Bruno Fernandes behind Cavani. If you look at the second half, right, there was a slight switch. They moved to 4-3-3. Pogba moved more central. And when he moved more central, with the two so-called defensive mids alongside him, he actually had a chance to ping a lot of balls, to move a lot of play from the center. And actually that, to me, made a big difference as well. Yeah, so there was a minor tactical switch from the man everybody calls the PE teacher. He's tactically inept. But I thought that was a very integral switch to actually enhance our play in the second half.
Yeah, I realized.
Just saying, he's doing this tactical change in the second half. Why can't we start the game the same way? So everybody starts very safe.
So sometimes you need to see what the other team's tactics are and then make the switch, right? But at least he's capable of doing the switch.
If I asked you in January what Mourinho was going to play.
No, the thing is, remember last time Ole actually said that we are Man United, we don't have to worry about what the other team is playing. They should be worried about what we are playing, right? That was what he said interim time, right? So anybody want to argue with that?
That was back then, lah. I also personally think, because like players like Bruno and Pogba, they can make that switch at any time. So it's probably a social word to them. You know what? If you feel something is not right, make the change. And you know that there was a little bit of a dip when we were doing well with Bruno, and then suddenly everyone knows the system, and then we had a dip because everyone was covering Bruno. That we had only one DM or two DMs covering, and everything was out of place already. And then now Pogba take that. So I think that switch really worked well, and that's why I really hope one day Van der Beek can start alongside them, because when there's three people there behind Cavani, or even like Danny said, someone like Mata or something, you will have.
You cannot cover everybody
coming from different angles. You don't know what we are playing. Yes. And then Ole can say they must be scared of our formation, because now we have Bruno, and Pogba doing that thing.
Yes.
Because we cannot get Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka doing that every time. Only Luke Shaw potentially can do that, but Wan-Bissaka we still need a lot of improvement.
Yeah, problem is Pogba also doesn't produce this kind of performances week in, week out.
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing there.
I just want to point out, sorry, very quick one. You see, when Zlatan came here, Pogba was very influential in supporting him because Zlatan was a out and out striker. So that's why I think Pogba now works very well with Cavani as well, because he knows he just needs to. Before this, really not to crap on Marshall, but there was no
agenda.
Everybody's coming from outside.
Yeah, agreed. And again, it's Zlatan, dude. Nobody dares to not pass the ball to him.
They were kena in the dressing room. Kena tiaw.
I think another thing that Cavani brings is heart. I mean, you look at him, he was running throughout the game. Even at the end, he's running to the corner flag. He's trying to hold up the ball. He's trying to ensure that the ball's in the attacking half. I think fantastic. And then the way he celebrates the goals, I think really
very passionate. It's like a warrior, hunter. But he didn't do this. He didn't do this.
Bai was not there to remind him to do it.
Exactly. Okay, just a quick one. I wanted to add on, right? When you mentioned that those that can make the run, my humble opinion, I think Van der Beek is doing something like that. To a certain degree, Van der Beek is doing like that. It's just that they haven't really fine-tuned, or maybe, I don't know, in the dressing room, they don't like him, or I don't know, maybe he cannot speak English very well. I don't know what's going on. But he can actually make the runs. If you actually watch him play, he actually does stuff like that also as well. Okay, but of course, he's
then
not.
You realize nobody passes him the ball when he makes the runs.
Exactly.
Nobody expects it, dude. We expect all our guys to pull out wide.
And then Danny, you cannot say face problem. The guy, I don't think really got face problem. Okay, so I nak tanya Jai. So performance Pogba semalam, untuk kamu Pogba pop in ke pop out sekarang?
Oh, in.
Confirm ke? I check balik WhatsApp message you cakap pop out, nak jual lah, nak ni lah, nak itu.
No. Untuk next game I tak pastilah, tapi untuk this game baru ni yes.
Kau ni lalang lah.
Nanti can beat Jai. He jual Fred, then ball him back, jual balik, ball him back, all in one game, dude.
Let's follow up satu lagi. So Fred macam mana? Let's talk about Fred. Pastor Fred macam mana? Jual ke tak jual?
Fred even Fred semalam game dia ada ada sikit lah dalam 5% 10% dia tak berapa bagus, but dia ada score and then dia ada create chance macam yang semalam punya goal. Still kita akan follow up dia punya next game.
So tak tentu lagi
follow
lah.
up next game. Next game tengok macam mana. Kalau next game dia ni kita jual jugalah. Still dia dalam list untuk dijual.
Okay, Josh, for our CDM now, right? Who do you think out of the three, Matic, this Fred and McTominay, right? Who would you Van der Beek is a bench warmer lah. Okay, out of these three, who would you consider our best one?
I will still stick with one DM, maybe McTominay or Fred, and then have like someone like Pogba to be alongside him, and then
choose
make
just one out of
McTominay.
the three.
I still say McTominay because McTominay is a very disciplined and hard worker. Fred sometimes that guy, he really don't know how to pass the ball. That guy, he can recover ball. He's good at breaking plays, but he pass the ball. He's trying to find that that the 50-yard pass or the 30-yard pass, which he cannot do. That's not a Brazilian trait, Please,
jual.
Brazilian.
You know what they say. You know what they say when yesterday Bruno wanted to take the free kick that time, right? Fred is standing next to him. He's like, oh my god! Obviously, we know who is going to take the free kick.
Why is he even standing in the free kick? Also, I also don't know.
He always does that.
What is he doing there?
He's dummy himself.
Yeah, he's confusing himself,
It's confidence lah. Janji style ada, confident ada. Itu yang penting.
Maybe he thinks it's an assist lah. It's an assist.
But I have to say that first goal was quite fantastic lah. The one-touch play at the edge of the box, pop, and then through to Cavani, right? I think that the whole move was nice, very nice. Well done.
It's the second goal, Doc. Please, second goal. That's the second goal. Because it's 4-1.
Second goal. Sorry.
Second
My
goal.
bad.
Tonight is 4-1. 4-1. Then okay, let's talk about the third goal. The third goal, the fantastic nutmeg from, it was a nutmeg, right, from Bruno to pass the ball to this Mason Greenwood, and then the cross from Mason Greenwood was sublime, man. And then of course the flying header, that one was superb, man. Was superb, man. So Danny, what's your intake of that goal, man?
Again, supply to Cavani. He will find a way to put it in the net. And you don't even have to put it right on his head, around somewhere. If he gets the ball, he can get. That's the thing, like, you're getting Bisaka on the right to give the cross the whole match. He was aiming to send the ball back home to his house. Nothing was reaching. Other than that, I think, moving forward, I think they just need to find Cavani. It solves a lot of everybody's problems. They are running. Don't know what they're training. They're paying Bisaka this amount of money, but he can't cross. Valencia, who is not even a crosser, at least drill the ball instead of attempting to cross.
Hopefully he'll pinball and go in somewhere,
But
yesterday,
I think bro, I think Mason dah belajar banyak dengan Cavani tau. Sebab Cavani bagi spray positifnya tau sebenarnya.
Betul.
Actually lah. So kita kena ada player yang macam tu, bagi spray the positif untuk semua budak-budak yang baru nak up ni semua.
But also this is why I feel that it's important to have just one defensive midfielder. So in your midfield of 4 people, you can already have the people who are giving in the cross. Even if you have Pogba and Bruno in the center, you always have Rashford, or Greenwood or Martial to find Cavani.
True. So, okay, speaking about Mason Greenwood, right? Personally, I think he developed a lot. Now, I think like maybe he's really evolving. Not so much of just someone who can just strike in both of these feet. Either feet he can strike, right? So, Doc, what do you think about Mason's performance yesterday?
I think good cameo after he came in. I think his cross to Cavani was probably his first touch or second touch really. Very good first time cross, perfect into the space in front of Cavani for him to actually dive in and head it. And I think wonderful striker's header lah. You know what they teach you, right? Head it back to where it came from, right? You put it back in that same corner. And then I think he deserved the goal lah. He was a threat when he came on. He was constantly at people. And the good thing about him is you don't know which way he's going to cut. You think his favorite side is the left. And I think that is what I think the Spurs defender thought as well. He's going to cut left. He cut right and his shooting is sharp.
But then you can see recently he's picking up form. Like the start of the season, he had issues and stuff. With the Iceland issue, and then I think one of his friends, committed suicide or something like that, right? So, Josh, do you think that it's about time that we actually, maybe, because Cavani apparently from latest news, he's going to move into the number 9 position. Do you think it's time, Josh?
Not yet. I think Mason Greenwood still has a lot to learn. I don't want him to end up like Rashford lah. That he can be the number 9 striker or number 10, that he can play any side. I think he must be, now he's already good at what he is doing, but he can be better, right? He must be consistent. But you see this form even last season, the last 10 game only Mason Greenwood performed. So we want to see this form from the end of this season until the beginning of next season. So what he's doing now, and he have Cavani striking like that, and if we have a striker like that in Manchester United, I think he can do more better in because he's very deadly on the cuts. Before his goal, right, he actually cut to his left foot and then Lloris saved him. I think the goal when he cut into the right and low and hard to score, I think that is his best strength. If he goes in the middle, right, he's not as good as Cavani or even Martial to hold the ball, bring people into play, and that one is very, very important. No doubt, Greenwood has a good runs, but he cannot be holding up the play, which is a very critical point, like what Cavani did yesterday. A lot of his touches, he will first touch to the midfield to bring out the other players, and then he will go into the box, which Greenwood don't have that yet. So I don't think so. Now he can do that. Let him play at the right wing or the left wing, whichever he prefers, and be the best at that position.
Okay.
Dom, I nak cakap sikit.
Sila.
Okay, Mason Greenwood apa persamaan Mason Greenwood dengan Cristiano Ronaldo? Sebab last time masa Cristiano Ronaldo masuk, dia buat macam tu. Assist and then they score. Sama Mason Greenwood buat semalam. Dia assist and then they score.
Tapi
dia daripada bench, dia masuk, dia assist dan dia score. Samalah Cristiano Ronaldo sebelum ni. The last game dia masuk daripada bench, dia assist and dia score. Itu persamaan Cristiano Ronaldo dengan Messi.
Ronaldo bila dia start masuk, I realise dia, I mean to compare dua-dua pun untuk saya pun hebat lah, but Ronaldo dia, I think he's more of a team player initially, with his dribbles and stuff, but the end product what he wanted to do is not to strike but to cross or something like that, to make runs and to cross in. That I feel dia punya perbezaan sedikit ke sana lah. Okay, so we are down to our last 10 minutes. Okay, so kita spend some time. Let's talk about our former manager, Jose Mourinho. So I think Danny, you're a Jose Mourinho fan, right? So you're a bus driver lah, bus driver. Okay. you help him park the bus lah. Okay.
See, the thing is, he's not ashamed of it. Defending is his art. He knows when to defend. He knows he doesn't have the players to continue attack and everything. So we're making fun of him. But United has been doing that quite a lot this season also. Sit back and wait for counter attack. Now wait before you all kill me. I know towards the end it was very toxic. His man management maybe is a bit outlier, a bit old school lah. He scold you and you have to take it. He doesn't put his arm around you and sayang, please relax. All this he don't do. He calls you out as it is. I think that is why like Shaw and Pogba couldn't come with him. But I think he does a very good job. As I said, no one is talking about how bad Spurs let the lead go. They're just talking about his post-conference, about his antics. I think he's sort of protecting, keeping them in the bubble. That's my take on Mourinho.
But
Annie, would you say he needs to probably change his approach a little bit to get back to where he was? I mean, since you see in the last few years with MU and now Spurs, he looks a little bit outdated. I don't know. What do you think?
That guy, sorry guys, that guy will never change lah. That guy will never change. He has his ways.
Ego is too big, man.
He call you different words. He always talk out of topic in the post conference. Yesterday he was talking about bread and cheese all of a sudden, talking about Son's
father.
I mean, Son's father suddenly come out, how to be a father, talk about bread, talk about cheese. When they lost 3-1, guys, he said he's protecting the players. I mean, it's only making it worse lah. I hear a lot of fans. He said, "Hey, why you let go Mourinho? Could have just kept it at United." I said, "Thank God, Christmas came early. You guys took him because the third season he really won that." And I think Ole played a very important part by saying that he actually, to be honest, he shouldn't have said that at the press conference because I think he just want to bully Mourinho because he know he will use this and make it even more toxic, even more worse. And he's going to his next season again, Mourinho, and I think he wants to get a compensation sack. Like every club he wants to do it. So that guy is really toxic. I will never change lah.
You see, Mourinho, he wants his players to follow what he do. So he will change the team until the players can listen to him. If he gets sacked, that is the club's fault. For United gave him an extension and then sacked him. You can't say that is Mourinho's fault. What? Mourinho thought with the new contract, okay, he's going to ask for new players. He wanted Maguire, not given. He wanted, and again, I'm not saying Mourinho should have stayed on. As I said, the play became toxic. But I said, you see, everybody is just hating on him. They only made noise about Son because of Ole's post interview. If not, nobody else is talking about how bad the team was.
But
I hate the way he reacted because Spurs players are really great players like Kane and Son or some other guy. He's only spoiling their career.
See, you only can name two players. This is Mourinho's problem.
How about Bill and stuff? Wouldn't you say that the last transfer window they actually did a better job than us, Danny? When he brought in Reguilon and then he brought in Bale and stuff, which wouldn't you say?
Even had a problem with Ndombele also at that time. He was also a great player.
And Ndombele improved, right? Then got injured.
Yeah.
Now can I get back
At the start was a very toxic situation.
Okay, you take Kane and Son out of the team. You're telling me they can still match United?
No, Jose Mourinho dah bagi toxic kat kita sekarang ni.
Sampai kita pun gaduh.
No, seriously. You take Son and Kane out of the Spurs team. You're telling me they're good as most of everybody else.
No lah, they are better players lah. You are a manager. You are supposed to make everyone perform better.
Yeah, then why you all say Ole needs more time? He cannot perform with the same players he has now. He also needs time to build his team, right? This is why I say everybody is a bit toxic towards Mourinho.
If you ask me, he's a very smart guy. He's a very smart guy. He has used this whole media. He has the media at his fingertips, lah. Okay, and he's one of the best guys at using the media to hide the actual team performance. So he's used the art of misdirection here to talk about something else, so that actually the pressure is off his players and their performance,
Actually, I wanted Son to come to MU lah, but now the friction already lari already, so we cannot get Son. Hopefully, Kane comes in lah.
No, it's not his fault. It's still the referee's fault.
But really, Kane, I think seems I'm never actually bothered by Kane all this while. Apart from the last game, the 6-1. Other than that, he's always nothing. He can't do anything against us. He can't do anything against us. Okay, guys, we are down to our last 5 minutes. Let's quickly, for once, let's do the player ratings. Okay, let's start with Dean Henderson. What do you think about his performance? Out of 1 to 10, 6, I would say 6 being average. Okay, what's the rating for Dean Henderson?
I'd give him a 7 lah. To be fair, he didn't have anything major to do, but whatever he had to do, he did it well. I think he made one good save with his feet. The goal for me, the goal for me, no chance. And I also think his starting position was very good. So there were a few through balls that came past the central defenders. Right, he was out very quickly to clear. And there was one that looked potentially a bit dangerous. The one was Kane was already past Maguire, but he was out of his line very quickly to clear. So about 7 lah, I would say.
Okay.
Nothing spectacular, but solid.
Let's move on to the next one. Okay, Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, what's the rating for Luke Shaw? Jai, Luke Shaw berapa, Jai?
8.
8, okay lah. I think a bit slightly too high lah, contribution.
Generous lah.
I don't think too much lah.
Because dalam function left back dengan right back, I nampak Shaw lebih menyelah daripada right back. So dia banyak ada cutting and then dia ada buat attacking and turun naik and satu lagi dia memang nak revenge Jose Mourinho lah. Kan?
Okay.
So I bagi dia 8.
Okay, so we move on to our centre back pairing. Okay, this one I gotta save this one for Josh. Okay, Maguire and Lindelof, shoot for both of them. 400, no 400, 1 to 10, 1 to 10 only, 1 to 10.
No. I think I'll give them both. I'll give average 7 and 6, so it'll be 6.5 for both. But I count them as a pair. I think Henderson also played that sweeper role, so he helped them. So I'll give them 6.5 average for both of them.
Okay, let's quickly, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Danny, Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Average lah, 6.5 also.
6.5 also lah.
So outstanding.
Okay, just add on for yourself lah. Okay, let's talk about the midfield. The midfield, let's go with McTominay and Fred lah. These two, our CDM.
I think McTominay did a good job, probably 7.5. Fred, I'm going to give 6 lah. His goal is a rebound goal.
He almost missed that goal.
I think he miskicked, man. He miskicked the ball, man.
Miskick, that's why he scored.
Okay, Doc, how about okay, we gotta go with Paul Pogba, man. What's your opinion on Paul Pogba and Bruno together?
I think yesterday was a 8 lah. Easily a 8. I think he pulled the strings from midfield. Really played well. He set up the first goal according to Dom, which was disallowed. But yeah, I thought he had a wonderful performance lah. And I would slightly disagree. I thought Fred would be a 7 as well. I thought he had a decently solid game apart from his goal. And I think for just scoring his first goal of the season, you should already give him a 7 lah.
2.5 years.
Exactly, dude. I think you even consider giving him a 8.
Europa, he scored. I mean, last season he scored. Europa, he scored something last season.
Yeah, he scored one game, I think 2 goals, but the league he hasn't scored for like 2 years.
Tak perasan dia score.
Okay, Jai, quickly move into Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, and Cavani.
Cavani is 8 lah, 8. Rashford 7 and Bruno is 7.
Okay.
So
the last one, because we're running out of time. Okay, Mason Greenwood. Okay, Josh, Mason Greenwood. Rating for Mason Greenwood.
Impact player, I think I'll give him an 8 as well, even though that number of minutes, because every touches he did was very influential. And my personal man of the match actually is Edison Cavani, because I think he has been a brilliant player up front against the four defenders. So he was 9 as my man of the match.
Okay, I think we are at the end already, the very, very last end already. So basically, thank you for joining us. So like our video, subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notifications for any new videos that we'll be releasing. So follow us. Man United forever. Jose Mourinho out. memang dah out lama dah. Okay.
Ah.
Ole Gunnar in. Okay, thanks guys. We see you guys